Hello everyone. So in this second round, we'll explain our solution foot forward in a more depth. So coming to the problem already mentioned, we see that the existing methods are not up to the mark to detect DFD. Another problem is patient very less approach the doctors, especially in case of rural India, even though they see the symptoms. Hence, our solution is also specifically targeted to adhere to this particular problem statement. Coming to the solution, we have developed a prototype version of this, and this is a screen recording of the software that we have developed. So as you see, the patient has provided the prompt. Till then the outputs are generated. We'll just see the code that we have used. We have provided this code in the additional information. So as you see, the LLM has interpreted based on its RAG approach and explained that you with these parameters there is a high chance of DFDs. So over the time we'll also make it more robust to more different types of prompts.
So the impact of our solution is, and how we can say our solution is reliable and early used for early diagnosis of DFU is according to 4 A's, which are accessible, affordable, available, and accurate. As we said, it is accessible in all the languages available and all over the world with the help of the net connectivity. And as we are using RAG model, it is affordable, and the output we are getting will be accurate to the max. And the additional benefits that we are offering is continuous monitoring, which will help to check the recurrence pattern and give alerts to the patient as well as the caretakers, and it will reduce the burden on the doctors and caretakers, and also we can use for analysis of trends and patterns as well. Coming to the stakeholders, the first stakeholder is Health Institute, which comprises of doctors and other medical staffs, which will be checking on the patients. So this will reduce the burden on them, so they can look on to other patients, and also they can keep a track of the patient and on the database as well. Then comes the policy makers, who will be looking into the ethical and regulatory standards of our project, and if it is okay and if we are following all the standards, we can take it to the next level all the time. Then comes to the core area patients, who will be using this app or the software, so they can use this anywhere from the world using the internet connectivity, and from the base itself or from the symptom itself they can identify the disease and they can take the treatment accordingly. Then come the R&D team, who will be working continuously with us to collect the data every time to make our database more accurate and take the project to the next level, where we can use for the recurrence prediction, wound healing models and all. So they will be there with us throughout the project.
So the solution that you saw earlier, this is the technical map of the same. So I'll explain it quickly with some of the four main points. The DFD database that we currently have used have been curated by us through various sources which are reliable, which includes research papers and various handbooks related to DFD. Same way, the embedding model we have finalized onto the Biomed LM, which is good for understanding biomedical text. So of course, it will be able to better interpret the user prompts and as well as understand the inputs in the DFD database well. And the third and the most critical part can be the LLM. So we fixed on to using either Minster or Llama. Both of them are open source, have their plus and minuses. But yeah, of course, over the time through of course user inputs and of course taking it to the production level, we will select onto one of them. Same way, the vector store also plays an important role where we think of using an dual store architecture approach, where first we'll use Chroma database, which is an open source database to during the development environment, and same way the Pinecone, which is better in case of its connectivity, would be used in case of production environment. Uh, we have given the codes and the prototype that we have developed is in the additional information. Of course, as every coin has two sides, the main two limitations that we see is the data freshness and limited connectivity. Of course, for this, as she mentioned, we have a separate R&D team which will keep on updating the DFD documents, that is the database. Same way for overcoming the connectivity issue, we think of an distributed systems so that it can reduce the computational powers, and people in the remote parts with the lowest possible connectivity can also interact with the chatbot well.
Coming to the clinical feasibility and scalability, the clinical workflow is how it works, and we can integrate with the mobile apps or hospital kiosks so that doctors as well as the patients can use. And the usage frequency is completely up to the patient. Maybe he can use this whenever he wants, like when they are doing routine diabetes checkup, or whenever they feel they are feeling some symptoms of DFUs and all. Then word to use is like maybe they can use in high-end hospitals, clinic, rural health camps like NGO camps and all. Then telehealth apps that we are using now, and the lower resource requirement are also include these mobile apps and all, or the hospital kiosks.
So even though this being a more socially relevant problem, we feel that if we get a good amount of sponsorship, this can be deployed as a free to use service. But however, as far as this competition is concerned, and of course to develop a business, we propose a B2B approach, that is business to business, where this model LLM will be provided as a software as a service to various health apps. So the customer base that these health apps already have will get an advantage to interact with this LLM in a better way. This is a quick total cost summary for what we have estimated to develop the prototype and then further take it to the production environment. So yes, with this, as even Bharat progresses to Vikasit Bharat 2047, we feel that our LLM or our software can be reached to each and every nooks and corners of the world. Catch DFD early, save limbs, and yes, foot forward is always there.